What is up, everyone? My name is Itssbbz, and this month went by really fast. But then again, I've been spending a whole month on my ass on the couch because I've had a 1 month vacation, so that kind of explains things. Anyways, this haul is freaking awesome. I got a bunch of games from 2Game from me and a statue from a collector's edition from another friend. So I say, let's just get into it. Alright, so let's start it off with the jewel cases right here. When I see jewel cases, I always think about old school PC games, and if you were thinking that thing, you were actually correct, because this is all old school PC games. Now, I actually got a pile of games from the notorious 2Game for me again, and basically most of this stuff is from him. If it wasn't for you, buddy, this haul wouldn't exist, so thank you for making this video a reality. Anyways, let's get back to it. So, on top of the little pile here, we got Oddworld, Itssbbz Odyssey. Now, I actually didn't play these on the PC when I was younger. I played them on the PlayStation. It's down here somewhere. I have the PlayStation. Actually have both the first ones on PlayStation, and this is the first one on the PC. So, good game and fun to have on the PC. It's a classic. Anyways, another classic is coming up. The Game of the Year edition of the original Half-Life. So basically, Half-Life actually put the groundwork down for so many games. For example, Counter-Strike wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for the modding community and this game right here. So we have a lot to thank this game for, and to have it in the original Game of the Year edition is kind of cool. Moving on, we have one of the expansions for it, Opposing Force. Now, I actually already have this somewhere over where my PC games are, but it's awesome to have it in a good-looking jewel case. I think I only have the CD like in a empty, but in like a CD case or something like that, one of those big CD cases. But anyways, here's the expansion, and a great expansion if you ask me. Only missing Blue Shift. I do think I have it somewhere, but I need to go looking for that one. Anyways, next up we have another Command & Conquer. I think this is the third 2Game for me has given me, so cool. And the expansion for it right here, the Covert Operations expansion. Where I actually think this is the one where you could fight against the ants and stuff. Now please correct me in the comments if I'm incorrect about that one, but I remember fighting ants and it was cool. After that, we have Tiberian Sun. And now I think this is the second copy of Tiberian Sun that he gave me, but the first one he gave me was actually a big box, and I'm pretty happy about that. But it's always good to have spares. And right here we get to the really cool ones, so if we look at the jewel cases. So first off, the original Unreal. Now this isn't actually like the box for it, this is just a jewel case but it's inside here, and that's really cool. After that, we have a LucasArts classic that did not get the attention it deserved, Loom. Personally, I think this is a great classic from LucasArts. Now, I never read anything about it online and stuff, and I think that's a shame. I think people missed out on this one, because I actually think it was a great game when I played it when I was younger. Don't remember much of it, but I remember playing it through, because I played most of the LucasArts games back then. After that, we have another LucasArts classic, Rebel Assault 2 in its original jewel case, and this one is almost bursting from like having stuff in here. There's I think there's 2 CDs. Yeah, there's 2 CDs. So this little jewel case is almost bursting when it's closed. But right here in its original case, I freaking love the old Star Wars games, and Rebel Assault 2 is a really cool one. And last of the jewel cases, and probably the game that I got most excited over when I picked this stuff up from 2Game for me, the original Monkey Island, Secret of Monkey Island right here, in the original case with the, everything is like, this is the original from Ron Gilbert, and this is so cool. The last time I played it, it was the remake, and my friend and I actually clicked on the button, so we got the old school graphics instead of the remake graphics. So that was the last time I played through this. Great game, a lot of humor. Moving on from here, let's jump into the Xbox games, and right here we actually got some Bioware classics, starting off with Dragon Age Origins, a fantastic game before Bioware started crapping their pants, basically. After that, the original Mass Effect. So basically Mass Effect was the continuation of Bioware making Star Wars games, but they couldn't make a Star Wars games. They wanted to make this something that was their own, and this was the result. A 3-game trilogy that was just awesome, except for the ending of the third one, but that's for another time. We won't discuss the new one at all. Anyways, we have the original right here, and behind that we do have the third game, which I actually think I have in a collector's edition down there, but nevertheless, both of them are right here. We are moving in to the next little pile right here, and it's GameCube games. Now, this little pile actually gives me a lot of reasons to get the RGB cable so I can start plugging that thing into my FrameMeister, because here are some great games, and I do have some great games down there too, but right here we do have some great games. Starting off, probably the worst in the pile, but still a decent game, Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets in the Swedish edition, so it actually says Och hemligheternas kammare, but never mind that. After this one, we do have the most exciting in this whole pile, Skies of Arcadia Legends. Now, I did not play the original Skies of Arcadia on Dreamcast, so right here is the opportunity to actually play it. This is basically a Game of the Year edition of Skies of Arcadia, so I am superbly happy about this one. And inside we do have the manual, we have the game, and we even have, and this is a really cool thing, I love finding these. Now, back in the days in Sweden, we didn't have like a Game and GameStop and stuff. We had something called Itssbbz, and this is basically one of the old receipts from that store. And I just love finding these. It's such a jab in the old nostalgia corner, or whatever you can call it. I freaking love finding these. But moving along, we do have the game right there and the manual. So this is a complete Skies of Arcadia Legends. And thank you, man. This is gonna be great to play. Under that, we have Tales of Symphonia, and I actually haven't played the Tales games, so I do want to get my hands on the earlier ones so I can start in the right path by starting from the start and going upwards. I always think when games are released in a certain order, you should play them that way, unless the developer has another way in mind. But this is going to be a great game to try when I actually have the other before this one. If this isn't the first one, I actually don't know. I don't have that much information about the Tales series in here. But anyways, inside of this one, we have both the manual and the game, just like Skies of Arcadia, and it's a complete edition, so this is freaking awesome. Right there we have CD2. Moving along, we have a game that I unfortunately already have, but I never complain when I get extra editions of this series, because I freaking love these series. Resident Evil 4, and inside, bam, we have both, whoops, okay, we have one of the CDs, and we have the manual. I don't remember if it actually was 2 CD, this game. I think it was. I need to find CD too. Alright, moving along, we have Killer 7, the classic from Grasshopper Studios. I haven't played this one, and I'm actually intrigued because I've read a lot about it. I've seen a lot of videos discussing this game, and it's gonna be fun to try it out because it has a really interesting art style and all that, so I can't wait to try it out. And just like the others, inside we have both CDs and the manual. Complete edition of Killer 7. Great addition for my collection. And last of this little pile right here, we have Eternal Darkness, let's see, Sanity's Requiem, and like, this is a rare one. I actually haven't seen this with my own eyes until now, and I'm actually super happy that I got this one right now, so thank you to Game For Me. This is an insane haul that you gave me, and that's right, he gave this to me. If I ever like walk into a bus or something and get hit by it or whatever, all this is going to Game For Me, because basically he gave me half of it, kinda. Anyways, inside of Eternal Darkness, we do have the CD and the manual, so this is also a complete edition of that game, and I'm just all giddy about this. And the last item that I got from Game For Me is, and this is kind of cool actually, Band Hero for the DS, and this one has some really cool accessories that you put on DS. For example, this thing with buttons up here, and you actually get one of these little rubber covers for the DS also. So I really like these things when they put a little extra time into it. I mean, this is actually the cart, which is really cool. So, well, not the cart, but you plug this into the Game Boy Advance slot, if I remember correctly. Inside we have the manual and all that crap, and the little cart right there. So, I mean, this is also a complete edition, except for this being all wrinkly, but it's still a complete edition. And it's a cool game. If you haven't tried it for the DS, if you get a shot, just do it. It's actually pretty fun. Anyways, let's put all this stuff back and take a look at the last item for today. So let's put this aside and this aside, and boom! My friend Kimmy, he was going through his old stuff, and he basically said he does not have room for his old collector's items, which I think is crazy. You always have room for something like this. This is the coolest freaking collector's item I've seen in a while. When this was released, I was so jealous when Kimmy got this. It's the bird from Bioshock Infinite, and it's really, really detailed, this collector's edition item. You get the wings, really big span on the wings, which it actually has in the game. You get all the details of the mask going here, all the details on the back with the cords and everything. You even see his red eyes and stuff. And details on where he's sitting, the claws actually moving the grabbles and stuff right here, and like the claws sticking out right here, and they're actually pretty pointy, so don't get your eye in there. I don't know why you would get your eye in there, but don't get your eye in there. So I've always been a huge fan of the Bioshock game and the whole steampunk thing that goes with them, and I mean, for being a steampunk piece, this thing is superb with all the cogs and stuff. So I'm gonna have to find some room in behind me right here for this guy, because he's just superb looking. Anyways, let's get back up. Alright, so that was it for today. I gotta go order a RGB cable for my GameCube, because right now I do have quite the GameCube collection, and I do want to try some of those games out. But first, I need to find a place for this little dude here in the collection behind me. So that's gonna be its problem for itself, because it's kind of stacked. But yeah, I got my work cut out for me. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.